Okay, so I've got in the sprint mode here. I want to see if this loads up at all. Whoa! Yes, it does! Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Lucid Air Grand Touring. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the TJ Chapman Auto here in Salt Lake, Utah for giving me some time with this Lucid. This one is available for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Javier. And then on a side note, if you're going to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Now let's go over the power and performance specs here with the Lucid before we dive into the video. So there's actually two different versions of the Grand Touring. There's the regular, which this car is, and then there is the performance. So for the regular, we have a 112 kilowatt hour battery pack. For the performance, it's a 118 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now for power outputs, with the performance, it's 1,050 horsepower. With this version, it's 819 horsepower. Performance has a 0 to 60 time of 2.6 seconds, whereas this has a 0 to 60 time of 3 seconds, which is by no means slow. And range on both of them is absolutely crazy. So 516 miles of range with the regular Grand Touring, which is what this car is, and then 446 miles of range with the performance, so just a little bit less. Now, I've already reviewed a few of these Lucids, so what we're going to do is kind of do a quick overview of the features. So we have our crazy key fob right here. So if I press it once, then that's going to lock the car, and then if I press it twice, that's going to unlock the car. And if I hold it down, it's going to pop the frunk. Yeah, I know, it's quite a bit. And you guys can see the storage space here with the frunk. And you got this little leather strap to kind of pull it up so that you can access even more storage space, which, yeah, I'll be back to you guys in a second. That's kind of hard to put back. Well, anyways, after my little battle there with that cargo partition thing, we can hold it down again, and that will close it down. Now for the rear, I'm pretty sure that we just press it a couple times, then hold down. There we go. I'm like a master of opening up Lucids. Well, apparently not, because it only partially opened up. Let's see that again. There we go. I guess I did something funky. You guys can see the charge port here in the back, and we actually have the original window sticker here for this particular one. So you guys can see again, it's an Air, again, Grand Touring standard right here. So they should have everything on it. It says only 469 miles of range. That's kind of interesting because again, the website specs say 516. So that's interesting that there's a slight difference. And then notice 800 horsepower right there. Look at the warranty, 4-year, 50,000 mile on the new vehicle warranty, and then 8-year, 100,000 mile on the battery system. Original MSRP there, $140,000. But yeah, let me know if you guys know on the difference with the range, why the website says it has a different amount of range than what the, well, I guess EPA rating versus whatever. So let's see if that will, yeah, look at that. Once you learn how to do the functions, you know how to do the functions. Now, in terms of styling with the Lucid, I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and I love the lights on this. So I'm going to lock it. You guys can see how the light kind of closes. And then I'll unlock it. And notice how it opens there on the rear. It's kind of like a cool dance. Now, a lot of people have been commenting on the top that they are not exactly a fan of that. Again, it looks kind of funky in pictures, but in real life, it actually looks really good. Worst case scenario, it is painted, as you can see, so you could wrap over it if you didn't like the color. And then we're actually going to head back to the front so you guys can see again with the whole light show. So we're going to lock it. And then, yeah, pretty fun stuff right there. And then you guys can see here with the tire and wheel setup, just like most luxury cars, it has massive wheels. So they're 21-inch tall wheels. If you guys are wanting 245, 35 is the tire setup on it, which is pretty typical for EVs. They usually won't do like massive tires on them. And yeah, I think they did a really good job with the overall style here with the Lucid. And one thing I love is the interior. Really nice material use throughout. Look at like the wood trim and then the seats as well. And there's tons of space here in the back. So like you guys can see, it is very, very spacious here. And then notice we have our own little like climate control thing here, which is pretty fun. Another cool thing here is just like the whole glass roof situation, which is always fun. But popping out, you can see here with the front door panel, look at the material use. Again, just looks really cool with all the different materials throughout. I love the seats. Definitely interesting. You can see the power adjustments right there. And the thing that's cool about this is we can just pop in. You can see the ambient lighting. And yeah, everything's on with the car, which is definitely fun. I love the steering wheel with a 2-spoke design. And material use, again, fit and finish is all fantastic. Big things here to just quickly go over before we drive it is you have this touchscreen here on the side for stuff like the lights. So we can take it out of auto mode, for example, but right now it's just in auto mode with the lights. You can do like the lock and unlock stuff. So that's touchscreen. This is not touchscreen. This is just your normal gauge cluster setup. And then this is another touchscreen here, which, yeah, pretty interesting. Response time throughout is actually really good. That's something that I've noticed. Now, if we actually pop it into reverse, notice we have 1 camera, 2 cameras. So it's like on 2 different screens with the cameras. That's something that I've thought is pretty interesting about the Lucid, is just all of the different camera views here. With this does have auto park, which is pretty standard for most luxury vehicles. But basically, this top infotainment screen is kind of for like your fun stuff like navigation, music, phone, all that. And then the bottom screen is for like features. So like if you want to open up the glove box, you can do that with the screen. And then you can see stuff for like the front and the trunk, for example. You can change the drive modes, right? And this is kind of like your super fast mode, for example, if you want to go into that. I love you have to confirm that you want to go into the sprint mode, which is pretty funny. But notice we do have massaging seats. This is basically a full-blown like S-Class from an interior perspective and from a feature perspective as well. You've got tons of seat adjustment on top of that. I like how the screen has really good response time too. I love you can set like the charging as well. And then we got the different themes here, which is also kind of fun. I hear the space theme is out of this world. Anyways, if we press that button right there, you kind of have to like drag it for a second. Then gets rid of the screen, and then there's some storage space inside, but then you just press the button again and it'll pull it back. And overall, I feel like it's just a really well-designed interior. And if you guys want more like an in-depth look, I have other reviews on this. I'm just kind of showing you guys this Grand Touring, and I mainly want to focus on driving because I haven't driven a Grand Touring yet, so I kind of want to see what the Grand Touring package is all about. If you want the most up-to-date pricing on this specific one, check out TJ Chapman Auto's website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Javier. Let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both of the mirrors, there's 2 blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So setting off in the Lucid Air. And the more time I get with this car, the more that I actually like it. It's a really nice car overall. And again, it has this like just cool, unique feeling to it from an interior perspective, from an exterior aesthetics perspective, just everything about it. Now, obviously, this doesn't have a massive amount of charge, which is fine. We still can see, you know, how it drives. And these roads are great for testing out cars because they're really bumpy and beat up because you got a bunch of like big rigs going over them all the time and just destroying the pavement. So we're in the smooth mode right now, which I feel like accurately describes this mode because it's very smooth. The acceleration, it's cool. It has a turn signal camera. That's definitely a nice safety feature. I like the sounds it makes. It's kind of like these like little futuristic electric whirs. It's really quiet overall. Super comfortable from a suspension standpoint. I feel like the name Grand Touring definitely describes this package well. That is for sure. And overall, this interior just feels so special. Like all the controls, really high quality. Going over the bumps doesn't bother it too much. Yeah, really high quality with all the controls, material use as well. Like just, yeah, everything you look at feels really nice. And has this cool kind of like mix between kind of like a futuristic design, but then also retro design. And it's one of the only EVs in the market that I think like just looks really good, and also just interior quality just is right there as well, which is really nice. Yeah, they've done such a good job overall. Really comfortable, like ride quality. I know I kind of already mentioned that, but seriously, they've done a super solid job with this from a ride quality perspective. I'm gonna pop into the Swift mode, see how that kind of changes things. Looks like the regen's not on super hard with this because it's not really doing too much. That's quick. That's quick, that's for sure. That is for sure. Wow. Yeah, I'm interested to see why the regen's not on super aggressive. It's kind of, we're gonna go back to smooth. It's kind of like I feel a little bit, but I'm driving an electric car today, and this is, yeah, and definitely not like crazy in terms of, you know, how much it's stopping it. So it might not even be on at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull over and play with the settings a little bit, and then we'll kind of get back to the driving for you guys. So I'm back. I played with the settings and I was correct. The regen was on super low, so I turned it on to high for the regen. And so, yeah, should be a lot better with that whole setup. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's actually doing regen. So look, this is on, and then this is off. So you can see it starts to slow down quite substantially. So I've got in the sprint mode here. I want to see if this loads up at all. Whoa! Yes, it does. Okay. I love it's just a bear for launch mode. Oh man, that was fast. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. Okay, there's nobody. We're on closed course professional driver. Okay, so foot all the way down. Launch mode activated. That is insanely fast. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's definitely 3 seconds 0 to 60. That is definitely a 3 second 0 to 60. That is for sure. That's so cool. We're gonna pop back into smooth. I need my brain to get back to normal. That's impressive. That's fun. So yeah, let's sum things up here with the Lucid Air Grand Touring. So does this live up to the Grand Touring name? And I'd have to say so. It's super comfortable. Seat comfort's amazing. It has a bunch of luxury features like massaging seats, and Lucid has definitely captured something just so cool here with the Lucid Air. I think that it's such a cool electric car. This is my favorite like electric luxury car. I think the Model S Plaid just looks like complete garbage compared to this. Like, yes, it's fast, but the interior quality is nowhere near as nice as this, and it just doesn't drive as well as this drives. This basically gives you, and it's so overset at this point, but Mercedes S-Class luxury with Tesla Model S Plaid acceleration. Now, I understand this isn't the craziest version of the Lucid Air, so this doesn't have the fastest acceleration, but still, 3 seconds 0 to 60 in a freaking full-size luxury sedan is crazy. Like, this is more than fast enough. And I do want to mention, this acceleration is way more accessible than the Tesla Model S Plaid, because with the Tesla, you basically like do the launch mode, then it has to warm up and this and that, and then it can finally do its launch control. Whereas this, I just put it in sprint mode, hold down the brake, hold down the accelerator pedal, and boom, launch control. And it's super repeatable, just super awesome. So I think they've done an amazing job with this. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about the Lucid Air. The only thing is, you know, they just got to make sure that reliability is there, and they got to make sure that I guess keep pushing for charging networks that are better than Tesla, and we will be good to go. That was a fun experience. I guess the best way to sum this up is, if I were to spend, you know, $140,000 on a electric luxury sedan, it's going to be on this and not on the Tesla. That's going to sum things up for our video on this Lucid Air Grand Touring. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the TJ Chapman Auto here in Salt Lake for giving me some time with the Lucid. Check out the inventory in the description down below if you have any questions. Ask for Javier. I'll see you.